Hello Aquarius, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Aquas, how are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I do very much appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on in the week ahead. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Aquarius, don't forget, private reads are open. I'm all caught up if you're interested in getting a quick turnaround time. Click on the link in the pinned comment for Hypsee. Let's find out what's going on for you. We're doing a 9-card draw this week to see what's coming up for the next. Tell me about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We do have the 3 of Cups. Wow, that's a good way to start the game here. Let's find out what's going on here. We have the Devil energy. Why is that? And then we have the 7 of Cups. It feels like something is won't leave you alone, is what it feels like. The Devil here is a little bit of doubt and fear, but it's also the repetitive action of thinking about, if we did have this reunion, how would it work out? Am I just in my head thinking of the best case scenario? It feels like the 7 of Cups here is telling me that you're unsure, because maybe you're looking at it from a very emotional place. Maybe it's a little bit of, what did I really feel when I was with them? What did I really feel about that situation? You're like, is this an illusion, or am I just feeling overwhelmed by emotion? I feel like this Devil energy, though, is a repetitive action. So it almost feels like at moments you feel the 10 of Cups, 7 and 3, and then at moments you're like, no, that'll create codependency, like on the emotions. Somebody who has these 10 of Cups emotions for me, I'm not really sure if I want to be attached to that, right? The Devil is what is attached to you. You don't want the codependency of someone who's expecting you to be a bleeding heart every 5 minutes. And I say that in the most beautiful and kind way, Aquarius, because you're far more comfortable when you're dealing with life in a very analytical way. And you feel, for the most part, not all of you, but I feel like in general, which is, this is a general reading, is that maybe emotions cloud things. Emotions sort of bear illusion, right? Maybe this is just a fantasy, how I feel at the moment, but I don't really want to be stuck to or feel codependent with someone who's really overly emotional. We have the High Priestess. We have the 2 of Wands. And we have the 6 of Swords. Look, should I just bail out right now? That's what it feels like. You're like, okay, the 2 of Wands is the center of the reading. The heart of the matter is the plan. Is it going to work out as I planned, or will I end up being attached to somebody who is emotionally dependent on me and requiring emotion from me every minute? It feels like your intuition, though, won't let you go. Something is sort of got you by the intuition, and I feel like you're thinking about it on repeat. So it won't let you go. It feels like you want some sort of reunion. Things used to be happy back here. Can't we just have a reunion, have a couple of drinks and talk about it? The 6 of Swords is like, should I just bail? Like, this might be too much emotion for you. Should I just go? It feels like it's maybe chaotic, like this, feeling overly emotional, or trying to figure out whether this is illusion or fantasy, or maybe it's the way I remember it. It didn't really happen that way. I feel like you're like, should I just bail on this plan, or what should I do? I think you're trying to listen to your intuition. I could be talking about something that is very deeply emotional for you, or I could be talking about a person. So it could be a deeply emotional situation. I feel like somebody or something has you by the emotions. Tell me more. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I feel like your intuition is sharp, Aquarius, and I've told you that before. For the most part, if you're an awakened Aquarius, you are very sharp with your intuition. You're kind of a psychic one, right? Especially those of you who are on the cusp of Pisces. So it does feel like the Queen of Swords is, I feel like your plan is to go in, ask for the reunion. Maybe we can go out and have a drink and just have a talk. Can I see you? Like, do you want to see me? And then I'm just going to give him the swords. I'm going to be honest and truthful with you about what my plan is. Or maybe you're going to use the Queen of Swords as sort of taking your boundaries with you and saying, I promise I'm not going to sugarcoat it or coat it in emotions for the person that I'm meeting. I think your intuition is saying you need a plan going in because you don't want to be sucked into emotion. We do have the Star. And we do have the Chariot. Okay. So I feel as though you do have a plan. I feel like, the center of the reading is the heart of the matter. And the reason that we have this reading here is because of the Two of Wands. I feel like you're trying to think out some sort of plan. But you're wondering at some point, is the plan good at all? Or should I just bail on this for now? The Chariot here feels to me like emotion, Cancer energy, which is very disciplined and under the surface. And although you do want victory, I'm still not quite sure as to what kind of victory you're looking at here. Are you trying to just wrap something up and making sure that you see this person face to face, that things are okay between us? Or is this something romantic? I'm going to put down 2 cards. We'll see what's going on under the surface. And we'll address more of that in the extended. But first we will talk about, we're going to clarify a little bit. See if we can get some more info. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. And we've got the Ace of Wands. See, that's the thing though. I think you're very excited. I think you're very attracted. I think you're looking into the future. 3 Wands are here. And I feel as though you would rather be very practical, glean more information, get more information about the situation, but I feel like the only way you can do that is by sitting face to face with them and feeling them out with your intuition, your sharpened intuition. Let's talk about the Devil. Why is the Devil here? For Aquarius. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the 4 of Wands. Yeah, 3 and 4, 7. It's kind of keeping your boundaries and holding your position, but standing up for yourself and saying something important. So the Lovers is here. That's very interesting. I feel like what's going on here is that you do have emotions about the situation. Whether it's a deeply feeling situation or these are emotions for another human, I feel like the Lovers is telling me you have a choice to make. And so the thing I think that scares you the most out of this whole thing, and understand I don't think you're scared, but I think that the thing that keeps you at the crossroads and not really moving forward is that you know that you have to make some sort of a choice. But if you make the wrong choice, it may end up in a codependent person who's hanging on you, expecting you to gush all over them in emotion. And that's not really, I don't think, what you're into. I feel like you really do want someone who can be stable and solid and celebratory and fun and fiery and passionate about you going into the future. I think that's what you want because the 3 of Wands is here. And I really do think that you do want a special someone. But what is the price you have to pay to have that is what the question is. Let's see what your intuition is saying. Tell me about Aquarius' intuition, because I think you are at the sharpest with your intuition as you are right now. It's going to tell you the truth if you pay attention, if you meditate, you'll probably get an answer. We have the 6 of Cups. So you and this person have history, an emotional history. Someone may have bared their emotions to you, bared their soul to you because the High Priestess is here. We do have the King of Cups. There we go. So I think that somebody here bore their emotions to you, told you how they felt or something like that. The King of Cups is here. You're like, nah, bro. No. You probably gave them the stoic face. And although that they pulled all this emotion and waves crashing against the rocks underneath for you, you didn't let it show on the surface. But I think your intuition is trying to weigh it with you. Yes, you are a stoic person and maybe you didn't show the emotions right up front, but you do have a history with this person, or you do remember this as being deeply emotional. There's the Tower. I really do feel that we are talking about a person, and that person probably let you know exactly how they felt about you emotionally. And I don't think you liked it. I think you may have given them the swords, and I don't think you didn't like it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you weren't ready for it. It feels like you weren't ready for it. It was sprung on you because the Tower is here. It's like you weren't expecting all of this emotion to all of a sudden be crazy underneath the surface while you were trying to hold in your crap and be stoic on the surface. I think you're remembering the situation. Your intuition is telling you, look, you're sharp. You know what to say. Just be honest and be yourself. I think that's a really good bunch of advice. I think someone caught you off guard, friend. I think that's what it is. But I also feel like you want to see this person again because the Three of Cups is here. You're remembering the times we were social, having fun, we had good conversation. Aquarius gives a bunch of witty banter and is a little bit silly too once you really get to know them. So it could be a bunch of that stuff too. Tell me about the Six of Swords. We've got the Eight of Wands. We've got the King of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Swords. So I feel like this is the debate. This is the debate side of your reading. Do I stay at the crossroads or do I try and get out of the chaos of being stuck here and then move to a calmer place? But it brings worry. It brings worry about what the outcome is. If I do pursue the situation, is this going to be something that is going to end up burning me out and exhausting me? Nine Wands. If I decide to use my wisdom to pursue the situation, and I think you want to. I think you want to at least communicate with this person, send a message, say something, but what door does that open, I think is the question. Should I just bail out altogether? Or should I try and first communicate electronically? That's what the Eight of Wands is. It also is adventure. But I feel like maybe you have been on an adventure or you're sort of done with an adventure, but it feels like the Eight of Wands tells me now that you're settled or in the calmer place, maybe you're ready to communicate. Maybe you're ready to pursue this. But I think the worry is really what the outcome might be, because you really require a specific outcome in order to be happy in a situation that might have a lot of emotions. Tell me why the Star is here. We've got the Hermit. Okay, so I feel like somebody here has been going through a dark night of the soul, and I feel like you're healing from that currently. So you've done a lot of thinking. You've done a lot of searching within, and you've done a lot of healing. It feels like you're feeling hopeful. That might be why you're thinking about having some sort of reunion. You're in a hopeful mindset, whereby I think you found your light, which means I think that you have found your spirituality. It feels like an awakening. The Hermit and the Tower tells me that there may have been an awakening here, that you're healing, and now you're looking at your life through the eyes of the Ten of Pentacles. What will give me longevity? What is actually valuable to me? What do I want to spend all of my time, effort, or energy on? Is this good for my health? Will it impact my health or my money? I feel like you're looking into the long-term future here with these Three Wands. You're looking into the long-term future, but I feel like you're looking at it from within, like inwardly. What do I really want for my life? I only want to have things in my life that are going to help me grow, help me stay sturdy, that are going to help me grow my finances, my health, my time, my efforts, my energies. And we do have the Eight of Swords, and I'm not really sure if this is the place that I can do that. So what I think it is, Aquarius, I think while you do want some sort of a victory here, it feels like you're in this place where you feel like this could work, as long as somebody here doesn't expect you to be in your emotions 100% of the time. Because we all know that when you put too much emotion into life, everything becomes dramatic. And I think it's the drama part that you don't like. I think you're not interested in the drama. And so you're trying to pull the energy of the emotions out of it to make a decision about whether this is going to give you holding your emotions or disciplining your emotions under the surface. Is that really going to give you the best result? Are you going to win? Will you have a victory at that? Because you don't want to be sucked into the emotion, I don't think. But look, I think that you do want the Ten of Cups, or you wouldn't be thinking about reuniting with somebody. It does feel like this person belonged to your social group, or that you, it almost feels like with the Six of Cups and the Three of Cups, it feels like retro. It feels like a place. We're going to go back to it. We're going to meet at a place where we met first, or we met before. So like if you connect with them, you're like, that place where we first met, let's go there. Like it feels like a nostalgic sort of. We have the Six of Wands. So I'm going to say this, that in the future, the victory is yours if you want it. If you want all the attention and you want the sun on you and the sun on your face, I feel like this person is going to be someone who will cheer you on no matter what. So you will have a quick victory here. We do have the Page of Wands, and I think that's what is most nerve-wracking for you, because it feels I'm going to say it feels a little bit like a risk. It feels like if you make this decision here, and you might make it under this new moon, which is beginning today in Gemini, this unaspected new moon, I feel like you're on your own to make a decision, because an unaspected new moon means there's no other planets it can lean on, no other energies it can lean on, just dangling out there, doing my thing. It could go one way or it could go another. Gemini energy could go this way or that way. So I feel like this is uncertain. You do want the victory, but it feels like you also have to stand up for yourself and put up some boundaries. And I think that's where we leave it, because you don't really know if this person's going to react well to Queen of Swords energy. You're going to try and be as kind as you can be with this Queen of Swords energy. The Queen of Swords never means to just go up there and tell you what you need to know. The Queen of Swords is going to pick their words carefully, is going to be someone who's going to liberate themselves from a situation that makes themselves uncomfortable, but they're going to explain why. So I don't think you're here to hurt anybody. I just think you're trying to make a really big decision, because I think you want it, but you don't want to be trapped in a place where you've got to cater to someone's emotions all the time. That's what it feels like. Okay, we're going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, we're going to talk more about this. Who are you going to reunite with? Is this going to go down? And why you feel so stuck about which way to turn. We'll talk about if this is really fantasy or truth. We'll talk about that too. If you want to find out what we're talking about, please look in the pinned comment. There is a pinned comment that gives you a link to the membership, which is where all the extendeds go for all of the signs. If you're interested in a private read, there is a link there for Hypsee. If you're interested in, if this sounds familiar to you and you're interested to know about your own situation, please click on the link to Hypsee. All the prices and packages are there, and I'm just sitting here ready for you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back, because I'm always back. If I see you in the extended, great, and if I don't, no problem, because I'll be back again. Take care, Aquarius. Thank you. Bye-bye.